Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, I am the CHALL and welcome to another video. We've not done one of these NBA post-game reviews in quite some time, but we're going to one today. It is the Miami Heat and the Indiana Pacers from the previous evening. If you are new around here, please like, comment, subscribe. We do theme park content, football content, and NBA content, my three biggest passions, because I am the Chal. Please make sure you do follow the social media links at the bottom of your screen and the description down below as well. So, going into this game, the Miami Heat and the Indiana Pacers are going into it with some pretty interesting records. The Miami Heat lost 3 of their last 4 to fall to 12-15, which is 10th place in the Eastern Conference, with a laundry list of injuries, forcing them into what's quoted as mere survival mode in the prediction charts. Now, most of the injuries to major contributors were considered just day-to-day, which is obviously a great thing for Miami. Now, Jimmy Butler accumulated 30 points in Saturday's defeat and has connected on 60% of the field goals this month, sporting an average of 21.8 points per game, along with 6 assists per game. Now, one of the main sort of young players to watch out for that I noted down here was Tyler Herro, who had one of his best games of the season in the meeting against the Pacers, collecting 29 points in that one. The 22-year-old point guard increased his season average to 20.1 points per game. He was someone I was definitely keeping an eye on, and he did not disappoint in this particular game. Now, Indiana lost 5 of 7, has fallen to 14-13 on the season, 7th place in the Eastern Conference. The Pacers got off to the surprising start under Rick Carlisle, but have fallen back down to earth just a little bit. Now, Tyrese Halliburton was one of the players that I looked at going into this game, with the Groove amassing at least 23 points in 3 consecutive games, highlighted by a remarkable 30-point night on the Saturday. Benedict Mathurin was one of the best rookies in the league this season going into this game. He's recently cooled down a bit, shooting 35.8% in the month. 20 years old, so he's still got lots of time to prove himself, but it was a great start, cooled down a little bit, and we'll see if he did get back up and running. But he healed, of course, clicking as usual, sinking at least 26 points in 2 out of his last 3 games, with scoring 25 against the Heat and reporting an average of 17.6 points per game and 4.7 rebounds per game. So very, very interesting there indeed. Now I'm going to go through this quarter by quarter, note by note. So here we go. There was a strong drive by Butler to start the game off, and to be fair, finishing the quarter 19-26 in favour of the Heat. I think the main thing that I sort of noted, probably in the first quarter, and I'd probably say the second quarter as well, and to be fair, most of the game overall, the Heat had a great defense, but especially when the sort of main starters were benched, it didn't feel like they turned that defense into offense sometimes, which is weird because I didn't think I'd be saying that for a win. You know, the game finished 87-82 to the Heat, so you know, you wouldn't be saying that after a win, but there was times in that game where I didn't feel like Heat turned their defense into offense. There was times when they did do that. I mean, Bam Adebayo was key to that, and I think that Herro's playmaking and Adebayo's sort of switch in play and his switch in the defense and his ability to switch was really part of the play, and I think it's going to be part of the play long term for Miami. I think they really need to look at really building that team around Bam and around Hierro long term. Now the Pacers were an interesting one, and this is why I want to know Tyrese Halliburton. Halliburton for me had a very quiet game. Compared to what he's been doing during the season, I think he's had a really quiet game in this particular game. Overall, I just didn't feel like he was really getting involved as much. He was missing quite a lot of potential points, and just really didn't get in the groove for me. It was a strange night for Tyrese. I really thought he was going to be on it in this one, but hopefully he turns up in the next game, which I believe is on Thursday for the Pacers. Now, Pacers fans were very aware of the Heat's lockdown defence as they went in 64-67, losing. Of course, the Heat winning that one. Now, only 5 points towards the start of that third quarter for Tyler Hierro overall, but 5 assists. This guy knows how to provide the playmaking stats. Strus was a big struggle as well, struggled in the last 10-15 games. In the third quarter, Miami started to really struggle. Nobody was really helping out Butler and Adebayo. I felt like, I mean, the stats showed it with 2 minutes and 42 left of the quarter, the third one. Lowry, Hero, and Strus 4 from 20 from threes, and that was one of the big negatives for me with Miami. Even if they won, that was one of the big negatives. It was the fact that they were shooting way too many threes that just were not connecting. And you know, like insanity, when they put you in the straitjacket and you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. Like a ticking time bomb. You know, what you're waiting for, Gwen Stefani music video. You know, you can't do the same thing expecting a different result. You've got to try different things. They were doing way too many threes when it was not connecting. So if I were Miami, I would have switched it up. I would have challenged on the inside. I would have used the perimeter to the offense. I would have used the perimeter not really as a three base, but a base to go inside for a two. I wouldn't focus on getting threes so much. I think Miami focused quite heavily on threes in this particular game. So for me personally, I felt like Miami just needed to avoid that situation by finding more creative solutions to get points without having to go for threes all the time. Because like I said, 4 from 20 between 3 different players with 2 minutes 42 left of the third quarter. It really was not on. And the Heat were only just winning that game. You know, look at the final scorelines from each quarter. 26-19 in favour of Heat in the first. Then it was 47-42. Again, Miami trying a lot of threes but didn't come off. But again, the Heat's offense looked better when they ran it through their big, who's top 4 in paint scoring. The stats don't lie. It's not a lie test, and it's like, you failed the test. You are not the father. It's not the Maury show. The stats don't lie. The big is the top 4 in paint shooting. Run it through the attack. Yes, he needs the rest from time to time, but then you need to find a way around that. And again, creative solutions around that and to recalibrate the squad. It's as simple as that. But part of that, I think, is due to the injury situation for some of the rotational players. So I think Miami kind of had their hands tied a little bit. But still, the players on the court should be doing a lot better when people like Bam and Butler and things like that and people like that on the court all the time. You know, you've got to find solutions around that. Now, overall, going into the second quarter, the defense definitely slept for Miami. Oladipo was good. I don't care what the box score says. I think Oladipo looked sharp in that game, especially in the second quarter. Bam was great, obviously. The ball movement looked decent, but again, just nothing really going. Now, in the fourth quarter, the problem with the Heat, and I think most fans may agree with this, and I saw this tweeted actually, I was like, yeah, I agree with that. When they're up, they play like they're down. So then they shoot all these threes that they don't need. It's kind of working the opposite. It's like reverse psychology, but in a completely negative way. It's a reverse of what they need to do. Strus missed so many threes. Again, he's someone that should be trying to find other solutions around the threes and the misses of the three-point situation. Miami's defense was strong, and there was rough and tough possessions for Indiana overall. The main problem in the second half, and I already said it, Miami didn't always turn defense into offense, and they need to improve on that. I'm sure when some of the rotational players come back from injuries, some of the day-to-day ones from the main roster come back, they'll work it through, but they need to sort of use the trade deadline with just a couple of months to go to really find those players that are going to come in and be a part of the squad and make an impact on the squad when the starting 5 are benched or they're injured, because they're going to have to come in and do a job. But Jimmy Butler just came in, and he has the thing about Jimmy Butler and his experience is he has the ability to take over games when it matters. And, you know, like I said, build a team around Bam and Tyler and Hero. I think with his playmaking, if you have Hero, you have Adebayo, and you have Butler, you build the team around that long term. That's my personal solution. But the Pacers lose just 82-87 in favour of Miami Heat. Pacers go and play on Thursday. I believe the Heat play on Thursday as well. Either tomorrow or Thursday, I'm not too sure. But that is going to do it for this video. I hope you do like these NBA reviews. Please do like, comment, subscribe. We've got plenty more videos to come from the NBA, from soccer, lower league soccer here in England, or football as we call it. And of course, theme park content is coming as well. Thank you very much, guys. I'm the CHALL. Ta-ra for now.